Communication. It is divided into 7 types. First is kinesics. Kinesics is basically study of body language, how your body language communicates. Now, what is body language? Body language consists of gestures, postures, facial expressions, and your appearance. Okay, now your appearance has everything from dressing sense, from your hairstyle to accessories you wear to type of shoes, sandals, that is the footwear you wear, everything. and your entire being communicates. Even if you don't utter a single word, the other person will know exactly your state of mind through your non-verbal communication, and that too 55% is done through your facial experience, expressions. So that communication is known as kinesics, which studies body language. Then comes proximus. Proxemics means it is the study of space between people. How close or how far, how distant you sit, stand, will tell the third person about the relationship you share with the other person. How close you sit or how far you stand, you by just by looking at people, you will come to know whether they are strangers, whether they are very close, whether they are just acquaintances, or whether linguistic features, which we will study further in detail, means features which are related to language, not exactly language. We are not talking about verbal cues, but these are non-verbal cues which go around in and around language. Then comes chronomics, that is study of use of time. How you use time, that also communicates. How much importance you give to time or do not give, that also communicates. How will go further. Then haptics. Now this is science of touch. uh yes, haptics can be a part of kinesics, but it is again a vast subject. Kinesics means the study of entire body language, while haptics just
Hello.
studies the way you touch people, or the way people touch you. Then comes olfactics. Now this is a communication which is not very uh, not very known among people, but it matters a lot. There's subconsciously we communicate via sense also. Then comes oculesics. Now, use of eyes in communication. Again, oculesics does fall somewhere in kinesics, because we also study facial expressions, and under facial expressions, we have eye movements. But an entire different science is established regarding how eyes communicate. When we'll go further, when will we take up, will be taking up each topic in detail, then we'll understand how we communicate without words. In fact, how much we communicate without words. Okay, there's one thing I need to ask. Students, are you comfortable in English, or should I be bilingual? समझ में आ रहा है ये मैं कुछ और
Yes,
करूं? Sir,
ma'am.
ma'am,
Uh,
हाँ जी sir.
I'm changing the slides because for us it's the first slide only.
Okay, fine, all right. Sir, okay, maybe अच्छा अब दिख रहा है sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैंने जब स्लाइड शो किया ना, तो
You to click.
शायद
You need to click every time. That's it. On the new
ओके
slide, click it up. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
ओके
Okay,
फाइन, तो
ma'am.
मैं स्लाइड शो नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं ऐसे ही रख रही हूँ, ठीक है सर?
Yes,
ओके,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
या ये स्लाइड नंबर 2 थी। ठीक है, कम्युनिकेशन किस तरह से होता है, और आज के जमाने में हाउ द कम्युनिकेशन हैपेंस, द डिवाइस व्हिच वी आर एडिक्टेड टू, and the network we are addicted to. So but in everything, the way we communicate, there are variety of mediums. ठीक है, हम કમ્યુનિકેશન बहुत सारे મીડિયમ દ્વારા કરते हैं. ઘણું બધું છે આપણી પાસે કમ્યુનિકેટ કરવા માટે. મીડિયમ ની વાત કરું છું, પણ બેઝિક આઈડિયા રિમેન્સ ધ સેમ. વી કમ્યુનિકેટ ટુ શેર. શેર વોટ? એવરીથિંગ. આજે સવારે હું ઉઠ્યો પછી મારી સાથે શું થયું, મેં કેવા કપડા પહેર્યા છે થી લઈને કોલેજમાં મને સરે કે મેડમે શું કીધું, everything, right? And we the mediums have increased, but the content remains the same, because basically the human essence remains the same. Okay, now this is about this is the third slide, types of communication. ठीक है? Verbal, अब देखो, written, oral और visual. As we talked, verbal means via words, non-verbal means without words, communication done through words. This is third. ये एल्बर्ट मेहरबियन ने रूल दिया था 73855. So we can say that effective communication consists of 7% verbal communication and 93% जो communication है, 38% vocal liking, मतलब कि tone of voice, जो हमने paralinguistic features की बात की थी, and then 55% facial liking means kinetic features. इसके अलावा भी है, but whenever you look at a person, आप जब भी किसी को देखते हो, तो there's an impression, वो it's been said, first impression is the last impression. देख के ही पता चल जाता है कि वो person जो है એ કેટલા પાણીમાં છે. એને જોઈને જ તમને either એ વ્યક્તિ ગમે છે और નથી ગમતું. देन यू से कि भी बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट दे दो, लोगों को चांसेस देने चाहिए, राइट? वी डू दैट, एंड व्हेन दैट गट फीलिंग जो हम बोलते हैं वो सही होती है, व्हेन वी रियलाइज दैट वी वर राइट, देन મેં તો કીધું જ તું ને કે આમ જ થવાનું હતું, મેં તો કીધું જ તું, મને આ વ્યક્તિ પહેલેથી જ નતો ગમતો. સો દેન વોટ ઇઝ ધ બેઝિસ ઓફ પહેલેથી જ નથી ગમતો, તો ગમતો? That is your non-verbal communication. Subconsciously your brain has observed the non-verbal communication done by the person. And see, verbal communication ऐसा है can be uh, which can be taught or which can be controlled. लेकिन non-verbal communication, it is quite difficult to control. Of course, when you know the science and when you practice well, you can control your non-verbal communication. In fact, you should control your non-verbal communication, because what happens is lots of misunderstanding and misinterpretation happens due to non-verbal communication. એટલે છે ને કેવું પડે છે, but I didn't mean that, my words were these. Then we say કે હા ભલે તે આવું કીધું, તે ભલે આ શબ્દો વડે આ વસ્તુ કીધી, but you meant something else. So how did that person knew that we meant something else? Because our non-verbal communication gave away. ठीक है? So there are variety of aspects which can be controlled. अगर हमें information है, अगर हम we are aware about our non-verbal communication, then we can control. Still 100% non-verbal communication consciously हम control नहीं कर सकते, but that we'll talk later. But yes, when you are aware about this knowledge, you should be aware, because this is third semester, मतलब कि आप second year में आ गए हो. From next semester you will have to sit on in on campus interviews and all. So in that interview also, in the panel also, there will be experts who will be studying you non verbally. Technical knowledge या verbally आप क्या बोलते हो, उसके अलावा they'll be studying you. मतलब क्या, they'll be studying your non verbal communication. So this knowledge is very important. You need to understand it and then practice it. Okay, now these are the types of non-verbal communication. I think we were discussing chronomics, study of use of time, वो मैंने बता दिया था. Then comes haptic, science of touch. uh, there are different kinds of touch. कैसे क्या, when I come when I'll refer it again, I will talk about it. उसके बाद आता है olfactics, that is communication through smell. See, this is not a very well known, as I'm repeating myself, this is not a very well known field of communication. People are not very much aware about it, but this field, this olfactic, the communication done through smell, matters a lot. How? We'll discuss later. Oculesics, use of eyes. It is said, eyes are windows to soul. So eye movements, your I mean, your eyes reveal the truth you're trying to hide behind. Up, even if you are wonderful, I mean, you're very good at your controlling your non-verbal communication. Still, you cannot fool a person who has a good knowledge of oculesics. अगर किसी को आंखें पढ़ना आता है, then you cannot fool that person. So if you know this study, if you're practiced well, then let me tell you, no one will be able to fool you. ठीक है? So that is like oculesics. उसके बाद okay, now I want your answers. There are no words, there are just figures. So students, I want to know what आपको जो दिख रहा है, आपको स्लाइड में जो दिख रहा है, उसमें what can you infer? आपको आप क्या इससे जान सकते हो? શું દેખાય છે? શું આમાંથી તમે સ્ટડી કરી શકો છો? What can you infer from the slide you see? From this point onwards is going to be a two-way communication. ठीक है? मैं सिर्फ बोल रही हूँ and आप सुन रहे हो. That's not going to happen. I need participation. Sir, am I audible? Students, am I audible?
No, देता है मैंने
Hello? Hello?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes. Hello? Is anyone answering?
anybody who would like to answer? Actually, we will have to ask it to somebody. What is the question, ma'am? Please repeat it so that I can ask
Sir, question
it to my
simple है.
students.
Question simple है. आपको जो स्लाइड दिख रही है, उस वो देख के आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है? क्या इन्फर कर रहे हो?
We are allowing the students to raise their hands. If anybody would like to mute the person so that आप बता सकोगे कि ये क्या है और मैम क्या पूछ रहे हैं. किसी को कुछ करना है तो रेज हैंड करें. हम यहाँ मीडिया सेल उसको अनम्यूट करेगा. प्लीज बच्चा.
See, why am I insisting on two-way communication is because non-verbal communication is something where you need to understand and apply the knowledge. So this is not a lecture. You can consider this as a kind of a 1-hour workshop. You're getting the knowledge and you have to apply it. Then you will be able to understand. In normal classroom, that kind of मूल्य.
हाँ बेटा, you are unmute, please.
Yes, Mulya, you want what are you saying? बेटा તમે કઈ કહેતા હતા મૂલ્ય?
This slide shows a communication to body language or body gestures.
હા, અહીંયા જે બોડી જેસ્ચર્સ તમને દેખાય છે, એમાં શું સમજાય છે? Okay, see, if you observe. Okay, now
Ma'am, just a minute. Ma'am, just a minute. There's a boy who would like to answer. I'll give him
Yeah.
my phone. Please.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, here is the so loud noise. So
Ma'am,
you can repeat your question.
Just a minute, beta. Let's answer.
મેમ આમાં કહેવા માંગે છે કે કઈ રીતના બેસવું જોઈએ, તમારું પોસ્ચર કઈ રીતના રાખવું જોઈએ, એવી રીતના.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Yes. See, sometimes we don't know the way we sit. I mean, there are others. The third person knows. આપણે કઈ રીતે બેઠા હોય છે આપણે આપણી જાતને નથી જોઈ શકતા until and unless we are in front of a mirror, right, or in front of a camera where you can see, right? So sometimes આમાં જો openness versus defensiveness જે સૌથી પહેલું છે, we are a habit of sitting like that, પગ ઉપર પગ ચડાવીને અદબ વાળીને બેસવાના આપણે આદી હોઈએ છે. But we don't know that this posture of ours verbal message મૂકે છે, right? And then sometimes જે આપણી સાથે છે એ વ્યક્તિ અચાનકથી ગુસ્સે થઈ જાય છે or feels કે એને બહુ insulting feel લાગે છે, and then we are wondering, we are kept wondering કે what did we do wrong? We did nothing wrong. Only thing is we were not aware about how we were communicating non-verbally. The way we were sitting, for us it was a very normal posture, barabar, but basically it meant something else. That's why બીજા લોકોને સ્ટડી કરીએ કે ન કરીએ, non-verbal communication is important so that we give out the right signals, right? So when you sit with open legs or legs near to each other with hands on your thighs, then you are basically listening. When you sit like this in a classroom, or when you're listening to that person, to a person like this, the other person will be motivated to give you more. જ્યારે defensiveness વાળું પોસ્ટર આવશે. Yes, Hardik? Sir, somebody raised the hand. Anyways,
Media sir, unmute the person, please.
okay, I'll continue in between. Aap sir, you may stop it. ठीक है?
But it's a request to everybody that we can have these questions. We can keep it on later on, so that the flow goes on. Then you have your questions. We'll have the question answer series, right?
Exactly.
It will be far better.
The questions will be answered after this session. All right, for those who are online, or those who will be accessing this video on YouTube, they can write the questions in the comment and then will be answered. Okay. Then uske baad, now I mean I'm damn sure people will have questions regarding defensiveness, but later on. Uske baad we come to expectancy versus frustration. See, what I'm trying to tell you is I want you to study the figures properly. See, evaluation versus suspicion. Now, there's a very, if you look at the hand gesture for evaluation versus suspicion, they are one and the same. But the way the legs are kept, that gives away whether we are evaluating a person or we are suspicious about that person. Self-control versus nervousness. Now, when you study the lady in openness and nervousness, बहुत similar है. अगर figure study करे तो बहुत similar है. Difference कहाँ होता है openness versus nervousness में? The posture is the same. The difference will be then on your facial expression. Here we are just talking about postures and gestures. Body language is not just about postures and gestures. It is also about facial expression and physical appearance. But so nervousness mein what happens is your openness mein aap baithe ho, but you're not sitting very tightly straight. While you are when you are nervous, you are मतलब वो बोलते हैं एम कहेवाय ने અકડીને બેઠો છે, જકડીને બેઠો છે. So when you sit that way, your body is giving that signal that that person is nervous. આપણને ખબર પણ નથી હોતી અને સામેવાળી વ્યક્તિને ખબર પડી જાય છે. So one needs to be aware. Then readiness versus boredom. See, when you're interested in something, then automatically આપ તમે થોડાક છે ને આગળ તમારી બેક અને તમારું મોઢું જે છે થોડુંક આગળની તરફ બેન્ડ થશે, ઝુકાઈ જશે. When you are getting bored, તો you'll be sitting back. ઠીક છે? આગળ નહીં, એની બદલે પાછળ બેસશો અને માથા ઉપર આવી રીતે હાથ રાખશો, right? પછી confidence versus insecurity. Again, a very similar kind of posture, but your facial expressions will tell exactly whether you're confident or you are insecure. Now let's look at body. This slide, as I told you, body language is divided into gestures, postures, facial expressions, and physical appearance. Physical appearance, see, when you પેલું કહેવાય છે ને કે I'm repeating myself. First impression is the last impression. When you look at a person, you notice everything. In fact, research says that the first thing a person notices is your footwear. અને I guess અત્યાર સુધી આપણે આપણા ફૂટવેર ઉપર ક્યારે પણ ધ્યાન નથી દીધું, ઓર સૌથી વધારે લીસ્ટ ધ્યાન આપ્યું છે. જેને ફૂટવેર નો શોખ હોય, બરાબર, જેને ગમતા હોય વેરાઇડ ફૂટવેર, એ લોકો પાસે they will be very particular about what they are wearing in foot, બરાબર. પણ most of us do not pay attention to our footwear. ઉપરથી લઈને નીચે સુધી વિલ બી ટિપ ટોપ, એમ કહી શકાય કે એકદમ સરસ હેરસ્ટાઇલ કરી હશે, એકદમ સરસ કપડા પહેર્યા હશે, બટ ફૂટવેર એને કોણ નીચે જોવાનું છે, મારા જૂતા કોણ નીચે જોવાનું છે. This is our thought, this is a general thought, but research says that a stranger or the person, even that person who knows you, સૌથી પહેલા એની આંખો જશે તમે ફૂટવેર કયો પહેર્યો છે, રાઈટ. સો ફિઝિકલ appearance matters. તમે કોઈ, you are invited to an event, okay, how you dress and go will tell the other person how important or not important that event is. When you come to college, when you come to classroom, the way you have dressed, the way you appear, if you appear neat and clean, that means you are sincere about the place you have come to. You wish to make the most of it by dressing sense. I don't say that you wear expensive clothes or accessories and all. What I mean to say is, or you have that the current hairstyle or the current trend, you follow the current trend and all. No, what I mean is the neatness, the cleanliness. You may wear the same clothes, but how you wear, whether તમે ઇસ્ત્રી ironed clothes પહેર્યા છે, ठीक है, आप कैसे आते हो, आप किस तरह से अपने आप को रखते हो, ठीक है. नेल्स है तो नेल्स क्लीन है या डर्टी है, ये सारी चीजें